And you're listening to Talk Radio 1190. I'm John Wolf with the Ask the Experts radio show. I have with me Roger Wakefield of TexasGreenPlumbing.com. His number, 972-442-4101, 972-442-4101. Our number here, 214-787-1190. And Roger, in our last segment here, let's get into something that can be really dangerous. Do people ever work on their own gas lines, and do you recommend that they not do that?
People work on their own gas lines. With everything going on, I was watching the news this morning, and they were talking about Atmos and gas leaks, and I think that they said there's 35,000 feet of pipe that is black steel pipe that Atmos still uses for distribution here in town. It's what we used to use. We go out to jobs sometimes that the gas line in their yard is literally an old steel line. And steel pipe, once you bury it underground, starts rusting the day you put it underground. No matter what kind of coating's on there, once threads are cut into it and fittings are put into it, it's going to rust. It's what it does. Gas is the thing that when it comes to people working on a gas leak at home, what I recommend to them is yes. According to Texas laws, the plumbing license law and board rules, if you are a homeowner and that home is your homestead and it has to be registered that way, you're allowed to do anything plumbing. Gas is plumbing. You don't call Atmos to come work on your gas. I almost said Lone Star. That's how long it's been. You don't call Atmos to come work on your gas. You call a plumber. If you call Atmos, if you have a gas leak that is so bad that you're in fear for your life, if you have what you would consider a major gas leak, call Atmos. They're going to come turn it off. Or go outside with a crescent wrench and turn it off at your gas meter. It's that easy to do. The thing is, if Atmos comes and shuts it off because you have a gas leak, once they shut it off, your city has to call and tell them that it has been inspected so they can turn it back on. So for a plumber to come make a repair now, he's got to pull a permit. That the city has to be paid for that permit. The inspector comes out and inspects it. The plumber has to come back, take the test off after that. So you've just incurred a lot of expenses that maybe you didn't need to. If you can turn that gas off and isolate that gas leak and make it safe, do that, then call a plumber, whether it's me or somebody else. Plumbers are trained to work on gas leaks. You as a homeowner can do it too. What I recommend, if you think you know where the gas leak is, say you think you've got a compression fitting or you've got a threaded fitting on a nut or a threaded fitting that's actually leaking, you can tighten that nut. The way a plumber tests, a lot of home inspectors use those sniffers. I don't really like those because any residual gas that may be on it, it's going to detect. We use a very high-tech tool. It's probably one of the most high-tech tools we use. It's a spray bottle with soapy water in it, and we spray it on the fitting itself, and if it makes bubbles, there's a leak. That is the best way to look for a gas leak.
Okay, because I know when you replace a water heater, that's the one part, that gas element, figuring if I screw something up, I'll probably never know because I will be blown up in an instant if there is a leak that causes a problem. You hear about houses exploding. And so your advice is to call someone who knows what he's doing, such as yourself, who's got the proper tool to check it out without having to go through all sorts of unnecessary time problems.
Gas is one of the things I do recommend to people. Call a plumber. Don't put your family's life in jeopardy if, like you said, you do change out the water heater, which, trust me, homeowners can do that also. But if you do and you put that water heater or that water heater's in a closet or a garage and there is a gas leak and it builds up, it can be deadly.
Right.
But just like anything else, when you install that water heater, take that high-tech bottle of soapy water and spray it on all the joints, make sure it doesn't leak, and that's kind of CYA.
I think on that one I'd get chicken, and I would I would defer to somebody who knows what he's doing. Speaking of which, do most towns have licensing requirements where they have to send somebody out to inspect the work you've done if you're replacing your own water heater, or does that just vary?
Even as a homeowner, you are supposed to get it inspected. As a homeowner, you're allowed to do your plumbing just like we do. That's my big issue with handyman. Handyman cannot come install your water heater, work on your water line, things like that legally because they're not getting it inspected. They're not licensed. As a homeowner, you can. You can work on anything you've got. I actually got a call this morning from Leland. I believe he's listening today. And Leland's a mason over in the Richardson area, and he's got a water leak. So whenever I get out of here later, Leland, I'm going to give you a call and swing by and look at it. You know, as a homeowner, he can fix it. Leland called us and says, look, I got a leak in my yard. I want y'all to come look at it. I want y'all to fix it. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and start digging it up. Well, that saves you money. Anything you're not making the plumber do is going to save you money. And that's what I'm all about. Let me teach homeowners the things they can work on, the things they can do, and make it interesting. So, yes, you can do a water heater as a homeowner. Yes, legally, you're supposed to call or go down to the city that you're in, pull a permit, call and get it inspected. And guys, this is for your own good. It's to make sure you put it in right. You put it into the same standards that we do. And we study this, we learn this. And guys, don't get me wrong, I love handyman. There's certain needs for them. I'm in Master Networks, West Plano. We've got a good handyman there. The Master Networks I'm in, our president is a realtor up in Frisco named Steve Lester. And he's with Keller Williams. And I tell you what, he's put a great group together. And I tell people all the time, I don't do everything in a house, but I know somebody who does. So anytime that you want to find out something about another trade, get in touch with me. I've got great electrician, Randy Toller. I've got different people that I work with and refer to, and I've got a good handyman too. But he does not do water heaters for that reason.
Okay, now you've talked a lot about buying equipment for the toilet, for instance, with Anthony asked, that'll save you money in the long run. You won't waste water, which is good even without the money, if the money were the same. But, of course, saving money comes in. Are there any new things coming out in plumbing that are things people should look for or maybe even wait for to make a purchase that's not necessary to get today?
What's really neat, me being in plumbing and meeting some of the people that I've met, one of the things I am most excited about, and it's a relatively new product, new to the market. There's a company in Hawaii called Kona Labs, and they specialize. It's funny, when I met Dr. Richard and Ryan, they do leak detection for all the big resorts over in Hawaii. So they've got a great job. Ryan lives in San Diego. I actually saw him over there Tuesday. But they've got a product coming out, and I've sampled it at my house for a while. They're remodeling it, updating it. They've created an app for it now. And here in the next 2 or 3 months, it's going to be out, but it's called Meter Dog. You can go to Kona Labs. You can go to Meter Dog. You can actually call me and talk to me, and I'll tell you about it because we're going to start offering those to our clients. What this is, it's a multi-part system. There's a system that actually attaches to your meter. And if your meter starts running in the middle of the night, it starts alerting you and letting you know, hey, you've got a leak. The neat thing about that is if we set it up, or if you buy it and you want it set up that way, it can also alert me, your plumber. So I can give you a call and say, hey, John, look, do you realize that you have a leak? And if you say, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm in Mexico right now. What can you do? I can either get by there and turn the water off. They're working on hooking it up with the system that automatically turns the water off. I think Meter Dog is going to be one of those products that comes into the United States, and literally it's something that every municipality should get behind, because anytime there's a leak on any house, this creates a notification, and I think that's huge.
Does it give you any indication of if it's a drip or if it's a major flood?
Absolutely. And it can, they've got it set up where they can let you know, look, there's a little leak, there's a big leak, there's a huge leak. Yes, absolutely.
And Meter Dog 2.0 actually fixes the leak for you while you're out of the house.
Well, that's what they're calling the plumber, Meter Dog 2.0.
There you go. Anything else? We're just about out of time here. We're going to the last minute. Anything else you want to mention?
Guys, I really do try to bring something to the table for our customers. And a lot of times that is telling you how you can do things and how you can make repairs. These videos that we have out on our YouTube channel, they're there for you. Look at them, use them, subscribe to them. Whenever we put up new videos, you'll be the first one to see them. And then when you're out and somebody says, oh my gosh, I've got to get a new faucet, and you say, hey, look, I can do that. When I was in high school, I knew how to change brakes on cars. It's a great way to meet and hang out and do things for girls.
That never hurts. That never hurts. I'm John Wolf with Ask the Experts radio show. We've been on with Roger Wakefield of Texas Green Plumbing. His number is 972-442-4101 or texasgreenplumbing.com, or check out his Facebook page. Thank you very much. We'll catch you next week.